Hello there and welcome to another video from Change Tips and Tools. And this is step 7 and the final step of the Date Checker Working with Dates series. So in this final part to this series, we will focus on creating the visual basic magic that pulls all the automation together to complete our end user experience. So for one last time, let's do this. So this is where we left off in step 6, and a link to the copy of that file can be found in the description if you wish to use that file to follow on in this video, and also a link to the step 6 video can also be found in the description. Okay, let's hide these now. So I'm going to hide that, and I'm also going to hide the cal activity like so, and let's write some code. So I'm going to right click on the date checker tab and do view code. I'm then going to again double click on the date checker here, and so there's some things here that I want to make sure that we've done. So we've already done the text stuff here, so I am going to write this code as far as show the month activity. So I'm going to do now the interesting thing here is that I want to, so if we've got next, selected and previous, yeah, if we've got these visible here, I want it to be, so they go, oh, we've got some activities here. If they click that, I want it to show the selected month activity calendar. And if they select the next, this one here, I want it to show the next. And if they select this one, again, I want it to show the previous activity. So when they select this, I want it to change this value here to the relevant named range. So then when the cal activity is visible, it's showing the appropriate month's activity. So let's write the code to do that. So again, let me just hide these because we don't need them visible. So I'm going to next month, selected month and previous month. I'm just going to hide those on the pane there. In fact, I'm going to hide this as well because I don't need it to be visible. So let me just hide that. So let's go back to our code window, and I am going to write, so below show hide calendars, below that procedure, I'm just going to do after end sub, I'm going to do return, and then what I'm going to do is type sub space, and then the name of this is going to be show underscore month underscore activity. Yeah, but I'm not going to hit return this time. In fact, why have I got that there? Let's get rid of that bracket. But what I'm going to do, instead of hitting return after this, is I'm going to do an open bracket, and I'm going to declare a variable within this procedure. And it's going to call, I'm going to call that variable my calendar as string. Then close that bracket and hit return. And then we've got the end sub. And the reason I've done that is when we call this, it's going to expect a value in my calendar, and we're going to use that variable to set that name range within the date checker support. Yeah. So the first bit, again, what we need to do is we need to release the protection, and we need to stop the screen updating. So again, just put some comment with an apostrophe. So let's go. So there you go, there's my commentary. So let's do the first bit. So it's going to be the active work protect. So active workbook, unprotect, let's do active sheet. And let's switch off the screen updating. So application. Okay, so we've done that. The next thing that we're going to do is now we've done all that, we need to make our date checker sheet visible. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this here because I don't want to. So we want to do sheets, open bracket, yeah. And we're going to put this in quotation marks. So we want to make this one here, date checker support, visible. So we can update that value for the name range. So date checker, and then close the quotation marks, close the bracket, dot visible equals true. Okay. And then once that's done, I'm going to copy that there, control copy, and let's just set the value. So on here I'm going to do set the named range value. So I'm going to do control V to paste the first part and then do range. And that range is going to be on the date checker support is this one here, B10. That's what we need to change. So let's go. And again, I'm going to select the date checker and I'm going to go back to the code and do open bracket, quotation marks, B10. Close that quotation marks, do value equals my calendar and hit return. So we now set that value. So whatever calls it is going to return a value, is going to assign a value to my calendar, which we're then going to set at B10. Now, once we've done that, the next thing we need to do now is we need to hide the calendars, the selected month, previous month, etc. We need to hide that and hide the text. That's what we need to do. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up to here where we've got make calendars visible and text accordingly. So I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to copy it. Do control copy, and then in here I'm just going to do control V and paste it. So we're going to hide all those things, and then what I'm then going to do is we are going to show our activity. So I'm just going to do here again, comment show activity calendar and hit return and tab. And the formula for this, again, I'm going to take this here, I'm going to do control copy, do control V, and I'm going to change this one here. So in quotation marks, it's going to be the cal activity. Yeah, and I'm going to make that true. Let's make this true here as well. And this one is going to be that hide activity button, which we called hide underscore activity. Yeah, okay. And that is what we're going to do. So we're making it visible. And then what we want to do is you want to reapply the protection. Yeah, so here I'm going to do apply protection and switch on screen updating. Yeah. just going to tab that, just so, in fact, I'm going to tab these as well, just to make it neat and tidy. So here, we want to do active workbook dot protect. Yeah, I'm going to do space, and I am going to do structure colon equals, and then just going to type true there, and then going to do comma and then do Windows colon false, and just make sure I do an equal sign before that after the colon. Yeah, I know I did it wrong. Equals false, there you go, and that'll be fine. And then we want to apply the sheet protection, so I'm going to go active sheet dot protect return, and then finally let's switch on the screen updating. So I'm going to do application screen updating equals true, return. Okay, so that's the code to call it up. We now need the code to call this procedure here. Yeah. So let's do so below that end sub there, I'm going to do a return again, and let's do the first call procedure. I'm going to do sub. Let's do selected month underscore month underscore activity. Hit return. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this, and then I need to assign a value to that. So if I just copy that there, control copy, I'm going to paste it in. I'm then going to do open bracket, and I'm going to put in quotation marks that are selected month. Close those quotation marks and then close the bracket. So let's do one for the previous month. So again, I'm just going to do control copy that whole thing, so I don't have to type it again. I'm going to do return. I'm going to do control V below it, and I'm going to change this selected to be previous. So do PREV, previous, and again change this to be that name range, which is going to be R prev month. Again, just on the end of that end sub there, I'm just going to hit return and do paste again, and then change this procedure name to next underscore month activity, and then change this text in here to be next. So R next month. R next month. Right. So with that done, so that's there. What I want to do now is create the code where we're going to hide the activity and make our text boxes and our previous calendar month and summary calendars visible again. Yeah, so we hide the activities calendar and then make those smaller calendars visible again. So we need to write the code for that. Yeah, so again, after the end sub here on the next month activity, I'm going to do return. Let me just do a debug compile, make sure I've done nothing funny. Yeah, it's fine so far. And then let's do sub, and I'm going to call this procedure hide underscore activity and do return. And all I'm going to do on this is we are going to take this one here. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to do control copy and do return, do control V. I'm going to change that to hide. Like comment, hide activity calendar. Let's make that false. Let's make that false. Yeah, do return. And then where we're hiding these calendars here, yeah, again, I'm going to do Control Copy here, and I'm just going to do Control V, and let's make this show. Show, just tab, yeah, show calendars and show calendars. Don't want that after it. And because I'm a little bit OCD, that text is the same as there. So again, hide calendars. Get rid of that there. Wonderful. And let's turn these from false to true. And there you go. So that's quite simple. So shall we, if I go to, again, do debug and compile, let's go to Excel. Select that there, and let's do the view calendars. So in fact, it's got hide there, so let's just do that and then view. There we go. So imagine if we select one of these. So let's do the selected month and test that one first. So go to the code. What I'm going to do, selected month, with that one selected, I'm just going to do F8 to step through that code to the function 8 key. There you go. It's now made that visible. It's setting that B10 to be this value here, which is going to be our selected month. You can see there, that's the value. If I hold the cursor over the variable, it will show you what it is. Yeah. I'm going to press F8. And then let's go to, and there you go, it's showing us the selected month. Wonderful. Let's go to here now, and let's do the hide activity. So with the sub hide activity, again, select that, and I'm going to do F8 to step through the code. Just make sure there's no errors. Let's go back to here, and again, it's made these visible again. Wonderful. Let's go back to our code. And let's do the previous month activity. So I'm going to do F8. Again. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. And there we go. We've got the previous month. Let's go back to our code. Let's go to the hide activity. I'm just going to do F8 there. And I'm going to press the play button just to run all the code. And it should have run it all, brought it all back. Let's go back to the code button, and then finally let's test the next month. So I'm going to select that one and do F8. Wonderful. Now, so that's great. The only thing is, obviously, with this, you can't select it, so the user can't copy that. So what if, for example, you want to put that into a PowerPoint or into a document? There's no way of doing that. So if I want to put it into a blank PowerPoint presentation and be able to print it off for people, I can't do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of code to allow us to, the user in here, to click this, and when they click it, it will copy it to the clipboard. So let's write that code. So let's go back to VB. So I'm going to do that after this sub here, and do return. And I'm going to call this sub copy underscore activity underscore calendar. Like so. Yeah, make sure I've typed that right. And there you go. So then let's just put a comment here. So I'm just going to say, right, so there's my commentary. And the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to use call active sheet dot shapes. If you remember, we called that shape, so in quotation mark, CAL activity. Close the quotation marks, close the bracket and do dot copy, hit return, then to do a message box to tell the user that it's been done successfully. So I'm going to do a message box, again, the message in quotation marks. So activity calendar copied, comma, let's do VB information, let's give it a title, activity calendar, and then close those quotation marks and hit return. Right, so here with this, if we click this, what we want to do is run that code. So let's do a test here. Let's go to here and let's run this one here. So I'm going to do F8. Clicked in here, I'm going to hit the F8 key to step through it. Get the message box, do OK, and do F8 again, just to finish the procedure. If I go to PowerPoint, right click and paste picture, boom, there you go, that works. So now we've got that all working. The only thing left to do here now is we need to assign all these things, all the procedures, we need to assign them to the relevant shapes. So let's take care of these ones first here. So on the review tab here, I'm just going to take the structure off, take the unprotect off here, and I'm going to right click on this shape here. Yeah, I'm going to do assign macro. I'm going to choose in this workbook. So that one is going to be the copy activity calendar. So I'm going to select that one and click OK. Then over here on the hide activity, I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to assign a macro. And again, in this workbook, yeah, it's going to be hide underscore activity. So I'm going to select that and click OK. Wonderful. And what I'm going to do is on my selection pane, so I'm going to go home, the find and select, do the selection pane. I'm just going to hide these. So I'm going to hide that one. And I'm going to hide the cal activity. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the next month, previous month, and selected month visible. So on the previous month, I'm going to right click on that, assign a macro. And this time I'm going to do previous month activity, select that code that we wrote and do OK. I'm then going to right click on the selected month and do assign macro. And again, I'm going to use the selected month activity procedure in this workbook and select that and click OK. And then finally on the next month, I'm going to right click on that, do assign macro, and I'm going to select the next month activity and then click OK. I'm going to rehide those. Done. And let's get rid of that. So now if I've got this cell here selected, yeah. In fact, because I want to test this properly, so let's make sure we hide all these here. So let's select these. I'm going to hold down my shift key. I'm going to go all the way to the end and select the last one and then right click and do hide. So these are now all hidden. So with that selected, I'm going to go over to here and do view calendars. Wonderful. And I now should be able to select the selected month, click that, and that works. But what's going on here? So why is that visible? It shouldn't be. So if I hide activity, go over here and hide view, it disappears. Right, let's so we need to figure out why that is not hiding. So let me just hide those calendars, and what I'm going to do is it seems to happen when we make the activity visible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, do view code, double click on here, and then on the procedures where we show activity, I'm just going to put a stop sign there. So I'm going to click in the border here and I'll put this stop sign. So when it gets to this piece, it will then stop the code, so we can just step through it and see what's going on. So I'm going to go back to Excel. So let's just do that again. So I've got 1st of August selected, view calendars. Let's do selected calendar. Okay. Let's do F8 and step through. So that's where it makes it visible to make the change. We then do make all those, we hide the summary calendars, and then we make our activity calendar visible. What I've not done before I reapply the protection is we've not hidden this again. Okay, so let me just run that so it finishes. I'm going to take the stop sign off. So let's take this, let's copy that, because once it's made it visible and done the changes, we need to hide that support sheet. So let's make that false, like so. We just do debug and compile, save that, and just close that code down. Let's hide the activity. Let's make September, and there you go, it's disappeared now. Hide the activity. Okay, that now works. If I go over to here, I should be able to just hide everything. Wonderful. So let's put the 1st of July 24. I'm going to put end training series there, just as a test. And let's select that one, see what happens. Do view calendars, scroll over, and there you go. So the selected month is now July. We can now see what the current date is for me now whilst shooting this video, which is the 4th of August. And I can see I've got one activity in July, nothing in June. I've got 6 activities in August, and I can now click that. Wonderful. I can hide it. I can look at July. Let's test the copy functionality. So let's click on the July activity calendar. There you go. Copy to the clipboard. Click OK. Let's go to PowerPoint. Let's right click and paste that as a picture. Beautiful. That works wonderfully. Let's go back to Excel. And there you go. That now works wonderfully. So that's where I'm going to end this training series on working with dates, and I hope it has helped and given you many ideas for your own templates. With that in mind, I've created a survey to see what you would like me to do in the next Excel how-to training series. I want this channel to help you, so please check out the community tab on this channel for that survey. Vote and leave me your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you want to see next. With that said, I really hope you find this channel helpful, and I would be grateful if you could take a moment to click that like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button for future content. And as always, I wish you an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video from Change, Tips and Tools. Bye bye now.